This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. Good morning. I'm Clint Myers on this Saturday. Community programming is brought to you by Outlook Financial. And this morning on the Mayor's Report, we have a different guest with us this morning. We have Marty Baker.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. The mayor and I had been talking, and we thought it would be a good idea have a chance for you to come up. You are also, as the mayor likes to say, sunsetting at the end of the year. So you're retiring, but you've been in council for quite a few years.
Right. I'll be wrapping up 20 years on council.
Wow.
A portion of those has been president of council. But when I began, communication was a big thing for me, having been in a communication family. It was just kind of a natural. But the city didn't have a newsletter. We weren't broadcasting any of our council meetings or committee meetings live or anything like that. And Facebook wasn't even an option at that point.
Right.
So we started out, and I advocated for trying to get the meetings aired either on a recorded basis or I preferred live. And it took a little bit of convincing of the other council members. They weren't so sure they wanted a camera in the room, and so eventually we accomplished that, and now we have it there all the time, and no one really realizes it's even there. You don't even think about it when you're doing your discussions.
I think it gives a lot more people access to council that can't make it or want to watch it at a later time, and still keep themselves informed.
Right, and it's pretty amazing now with all the, you can watch it either live or you can watch it delayed, and amazing how many people, will comment about that. And then we also started with the newsletter, and now they've incorporated that little blurb into the actual city bills, so that the items that are coming up that are of importance are mentioned in the city bill, and it saves the money of doing a second mailing, basically.
And it keeps people informed about decisions that are going to be made that are up and coming.
It does. And now with the advent of social media and things, the city is now on the verge of hiring a new communications director or someone to take care of all the communications. And it takes a lot of time to get a lot of information out to people.
And there is always a lot of information, and I think having someone that is taking care of that will stop a lot of misinformation. Right.
You get the correct information out
there
at the first time. So we expect to see that announced within the next week or so. And it'll be good to have that specialist on board and handling, things with the website and the social media and all of the information that goes out to the media.
Absolutely. And there's been a lot of things in the city that we've seen happen over those 20 years as well.
There's been a lot of changes and a lot of new things. Things that didn't exist 20 years ago. The Paul Duke Park, which is huge now.
Beautiful park.
And we have a TIF. I remember when that went through council, a tax incentive financing for the area that includes Story Point and Outback Restaurant and things. And now we have another new hotel that's going in out there. But none of that area had been developed. Walmart was there, but nothing beyond that, nothing behind that or anything.
I was just going to say, there was nothing back behind where Walmart is.
No. And now we built, I say we because it's a community effort to accomplish anything. None of us do it in a vacuum. But Troy Fire Station 2 was built, and now we're getting ready to replace Station 1. That's our next, major building project to do that. We had a lot of renovations at Hobart Arena. We built a new swimming pool since then. Treasure Island, of course, has been all renovated, and the development of Kettering Health Network.
which is just an amazing thing to see on that corner.
Right. So things do change over a 20-year period, and when sometimes council makes decisions, we have to look out, 10, 15, 20 years when we're making decisions, and it's not always popular decisions at the time that you're making them, but when you look down the road, if someone hadn't planned 20 years ago to do things, nothing would happen. So
exactly, and it's all moving in the right direction, I feel. You look at the usage that the Paul Duke Park gets, just with soccer tournaments, and if we can get the expansion of the park done, I think that is the next thing that would be something wonderful to see.
Right, and none of these things happen overnight, so it's a gradual change,
right.
And a lot of improvements, with the sidewalk program, that's all been in the last 20 years that we started having a consistent sidewalk program. So each year, while we take a different section of the city and improve those sidewalks, and also makes people aware, homeowners aware that, it's up to them to help maintain those things also.
And you can see the difference just in the downtown when you look. It is so nice downtown, so beautiful. The sidewalks were just finished out to the railroad tracks just a year ago, right. I think.
Yes.
And it does nothing but add to the beauty and draw people in. It makes it very easy to get about downtown and shop.
Mm-hmm. And safety also is always a concern with uneven sidewalks and things. So, and we've done the sidewalk over Interstate 75, so it makes it more walkable for people to go out to the shopping center and do their conduct business out there. The beauty of Operation Cloverleaf, that our lawn care companies, the Mercer Company and several others have
joined together.
That area and joined together.
Absolutely.
Public-private partnership type of situation.
McKay Road, we've seen that improvement from town all the way to Dorset.
Right, and in coming years, we're going to see similar from the Fountain all the way out to Interstate on Main Street. That'll be a major project that everybody's going to hate while we're doing it, but enjoy once it's on the back side.
I was going to say that's road improvements and the sidewalk improvements. That's something that is an inconvenience while it's happening, but when you get to the other side of it, you're so glad, one, it's over with, and two, that it has been done.
Mm-hmm. And North Market Street also then was done the past few years. Some new parking lots. There's always been an emphasis on needing more parking, and we've added some parking lots. Created the Complete Streets program, and that plan, and a big emphasis on the river corridor, of course, in the past few years, and in bicycling in the area. So all of that has contributed to additional people wanting to live here, come to Troy, and also to work here.
For sure. Well, and it brings also, it's very conducive to bringing in new business. Right. It makes it an attractive place because they know that their employees would be happy in this area. There are so many amenities.
Exactly, yeah. And then along with that, then we've developed a master water plan and a capital improvement plan. So by doing this, it gives them, the city staff, kind of a map or a guideline to go by as different projects come up, and they can know what we're going to be doing 2 years from now or 5 years from now, rather than just trying to struggle along without having
none of it's on the whim.
Right.
This is all talked about. It is you have subcommittees and everything before it even makes a lot of these to council. Exactly.
Yeah, it's all planned. And we've got water supply agreements now with Miami County and West Milton. We didn't have that 20 years ago. We supply water to West Milton and supply water to several areas outside of the city. And that's been beneficial to them and to us because we've got the capability of producing the extra water. We've also added 2 new positions on council in the past 20 years because we've had an increase in the number of people that live here, and our population has grown. And so we've had to add 2 new wards and 2 new positions on council with that increased population.
And that's a good thing.
It is.
It reflects the growth of the community.
And it represents, right, everyone has a representative then to council. And we're continuing to see growth in the industrial and residential sections. You drive out almost any direction from downtown and you'll see new homes going up and things, and that's reflects a demand because those builders wouldn't be building if they didn't have somebody to buy the homes.
Well, on the north side of town, it's just amazing to see the amount of growth that we've had. Every time I drive through, there's another house, or and the growing development. That doesn't leave empty houses anywhere. That means we are growing.
Right, and southwest area of Troy is growing just as fast. So, yeah. But it takes a lot of cooperation. It takes a lot of cooperation between the city and different organizations. There's a lot of cooperation to bring events, for example, downtown. You've got your Hayner, you've got Troy Main Street, you've got the city, everyone working together to do that. We've got the Activate Troy partnership now and Troy Community Works. That both are working to preserve our downtown area, keep it vital.
Oh, absolutely. Just thinking the sign on the building now says Troy Art Vault, but knowing it's going to be Heron's Market downtown, the first grocery store, essentially, that has been in the downtown for 100 years.
Yes, yeah. And that also reflects then the number of apartments and things on our second floors that are being rehabilitated for people to come in and live in the downtown area, and there's a big demand for that. It seems like every time they get one finished, they've got a waiting list for them, and that's exciting to keep your downtown Troy vital.
Well, and it's taking some of these spaces that were unused on the second floor and folks that are investing into them to make those properties.
Right.
And anxiously waiting for the Saddleman building.
Yes.
I've seen the pictures and sketches, and I am anxious to see that project get underway.
And it's really nice to see consistency in the design there and in what Heron's Market is going to look like on the outside when they have that totally done. It just lends a very great look to downtown.
It's like it's restoring our downtown.
Right. And still preserving all those historic buildings.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Maintaining the history.
Exactly, yeah.
And then we've got wonderful festivals throughout the year.
Yeah, we've got your Festival of Nations is coming up in August.
Mm-hmm.
Tour de Donut. You've been promoting all of those here on the radio. Rock the Bike Music Festival and Pink Ribbon Girls Paint the Town Pink, which all are happening within the next month and a half or 2 months. And
it's a busy time of year.
Right. It's already been a busy summer, so these next few months are going to continue to be that way all the way up until Halloween.
And of course, the Strawberry Festival.
Right. That was very successful this year. We had beautiful weather and kept downtown and also the levee busy at Troy Strawberry Festival. So all of those things go to make a great community. Our restaurants as well, all over town, all kinds of food, whatever you would like to have, from the Smith Boathouse to the Caroline Downtown, Winans, Bakehouse, plus all of your other restaurants that La Fiesta and El Sombrero and almost any kind of food that you would like to have, you can find it here in Troy.
We've got pretty much covered in Troy for all the different tastes that people have.
Exactly.
And not only that, like you had mentioned, all the other businesses that are throughout the downtown, throughout Troy. And downtown, I just love the eclecticness of the different stores that we have. There truly is something for everyone.
There is, and things like these sculptures on the square just bring more and more people downtown. It's just amazing, whether it's Sunday morning at 10 o'clock or whether it's Saturday evening or midweek, you see people walking.
I spend a lot of time up in our crow's nest here, and when I look out the windows, especially on the weekend, it is incredible how many people are downtown walking, and I see they've got the maps, and they're going around and checking out all the sculptures. So it is a draw.
Right. And we so appreciate the Mercer Group for, again, stepping up and maintaining our beautiful fountain area and the flowers and things around there. It just looks beautiful.
Well, it just adds to, again, the overall look of downtown Troy.
Right.
Being maintained, it is very well kept. And the historic buildings, that's what I really like, is that those are maintained as well.
Exactly. And we're looking forward to the courthouse being finished within the next year, and that'll only enhance the downtown area. So.
It's like more jewels in the crown.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is or do you have a favorite thing over these past 20 years that really stands out to you that you say, I'm really proud of this one?
Well, like I said, nothing gets accomplished just by one person, so I can't take credit for anything, any one thing that I can say was mine.
Or as a group.
But as a group, I think the Adams Street Bridge was a major project, and I think it's beautiful when or when you sit out at Treasure Island and you can look down the river and see,
Yes.
the beautiful bridges and see the downtown and things. I think all of it go together and make a beautiful city and a great place to live and work.
We have a lot of great vantage points to sit and look at the majesty of what it all is here at Troy.
Right. And things really do work well at City Hall and with the employees of the city. When Mr. Titterington came in, there was a lot of cuts. We didn't lay anybody off, but we did it through attrition and tried to keep things as economically feasible as possible. And all of that now, has paid off, and the departments are working really smoothly together.
All right.
And that's important.
That is absolutely important. Well, we thank you so much for the time that you have put in with the city. And like you say, it's a group. Next council is on Monday
Night, and it's at 7 o'clock at City Hall.
Open to anyone
open to
who
the
would
public, right.
like to come.
All of our council meetings are open, and we meet the first and third Monday of every month.
And then also, if you can't make the council meeting, you can watch that live online at troyohio.gov, and there's a link right on there. You can click, and it'll take you right into the chamber.
Right, yes. It takes you right to the video to watch, and then they put that usually within a day or so after the meeting when that's posted, and you can watch it at any time.
On demand.
So on demand, exactly.
All right. Well, Marty, is there anything else that you'd like to add in this morning?
No, I appreciate the time and appreciate you being here and allowing us to be here with you.
Well, thank you so much. Again, thank you for everything that you have taken part in here with the city, and we'd like to wish you well and a happy retirement as you sunset here at the end of the year.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Marty Baker, our council president. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJM.